Howdy. I'm here at Brea Jiu-Jitsu on a Sunday, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to take you through the process of what I do as far as analyzing videos, because a big part of our academy is analyzing videos and including them in the class session. So I'm preparing this week's lessons and analyzing videos. We're working this week, as well as last week, on Marcelo Garcia's guard styling. So I'm going to analyze a couple of videos here in real time. I have not seen them. We're going to start first with Marcelo Garcia training with the Rickson Gracie black belt. That's the title of the video on YouTube. And I'm just going to go through and I identify maybe some sweeps or transitions or something that might be beneficial to teach this week. I've already done a kind of a few more and everything. And what I wanted to convey is I think that a lot of people, when they're looking for jiu-jitsu instruction on the internet, they look for people showing moves. And I think there's much more magic to be had by studying videos. That's kind of the message I want to get across. Anyways, let's check it out. Never seen this video before. And mute out the terrible music. So first, right off the bat, I see something really interesting here. What I've already learned is how Marcelo maintains his guard. So this could be a good warm-up here. You notice that Marcelo has his right hand on his opponent's collar. Watch right here. His opponent tries to circle around. You notice here? So hand on the collar, and he's trying to move around this way, and Marcelo is hipping out and squaring up with him. Take a look at that again to be able to apply his game. It's interesting that he isn't too worried about his opponent's grip. He's trying a little slow motion X pass here, just to kind of step out of the hooks. Nothing maybe that I'd want to include in a class session or want to drill yet. We'll see if something comes here. I notice that as the opponent is entering, he's trying to do the shin to shin. However you want to conceive that, if you want to conceive it as shin to shin or butterfly guard, kind of off center a little bit. I'm noticing that right here. This is interesting because he used this against Cobrinha when I looked at earlier today, where he's hugging the leg, trying to go shin to shin, kick into single leg X guard. Let's see if that's where it goes. Doesn't go there that time. But that's definitely part of the game, and we get to learn the movement of the situation. Here, we notice that hugging the leg and pulling in. It's kind of interesting because in Cobrinha's match, he pulled his leg with his right arm. I'm noticing that he has a grip here. So I know that he's going to try and maybe go shin to shin, kick it out, and get the single leg X. Let's see if that happens. It does. So here, we got the single leg X guard. And what I've noticed, maybe make a prediction, is that he likes to sweep a lot just from the single leg X guard. He doesn't necessarily always transition to the full X guard. It looks as though his opponent's leg is pretty high and he's standing on both, so it looks like we may see a full X guard transition. Interesting there, because he did try. I don't know the name of the sweep, but you basically control the ankle and hip in. I see that a lot. We saw that. Let's see, with Ben Arskin, he did that one. Marcelo Garcia versus Ben Arskin, really good wrestler. It's at 315 to 331. He did a shin to shin, single leg, and then he grabbed the ankle and kind of did a hip bump in that direction. He tested the water there with that. So the time index on that one is 315 if you want to look that up. Still nothing that I'd want to teach in a class quite yet. Watch right there. There's where he tried it. Just kind of playing with the base a little bit. I don't particularly like grabbing the collar on the top. I don't think that's the best reaction personally. Here we transition to the full X guard, well, modified. We've got both hooks in and with the ankle lock grip. Let's see if he switches. There we go, full. we have control of this grip here, and he has free reign of his arm. That's something that's really important in the full X guard. I've noticed is that having free control of this arm is very important, because I know that Marcelo likes that single leg sweep a lot. He essentially does two sweeps, one where he tips his opponent backward, and single leg, not essentially two sweeps, but those are the ones you see most common. See if he pops up here. Control, hey, let's see him look towards the camera to see if he can sweep this direction towards the camera. That was kind of funny. Nice over the top sweep. That one may be worthy to look at in class. It didn't end very pretty because we went into everybody else. So maybe using that in a primetime class analysis might be not that good. Now, darn YouTube, if you hit the play button too much, it resets. One thing that's really cool that I like about YouTube, I don't know why it's doing it now, but scrolling on the timeline and seeing that little thumbnail, if you're only studying his guard, which is what I'm doing now, you can kind of see where it goes. Where before that feature, it was excruciatingly difficult to find it. There we go. Just needs to load a little bit more. I really like that feature. So I want to see, we're not in the full X guard yet. See the leg work of this, because he modified his leg positioning to do this sweep. I'll pay attention to his legs this time and see if I can't catch it. So he extends him up to see maybe we could single leg sweep him to get some momentum rocking back and forth now. And look at his leg. It went on his chest here to make more movement there. And we have control here and here with his grips. And his opponent has his knee down. So that's the situation if I want to teach that. You see his foot on the hip and using these to kind of help generate the momentum over. And we kind of abandon the sweep. That one might be worthy of teaching. So I'm going to write that down for future reference, because I could use that in the hugging the leg to the single leg X guard setup. So what I'm going to do, we'll start here at 120. I'll do MG versus Hickson, Gracie, black belt, and we'll start at time index 120, and we'll call it Tomo Nage X guard sweep. Watch it one more time. Haha, you see the exchanging of the feet? Maybe not, it's probably small on that camera. But the exchanging of the feet is very important to how that sweep works. And you know, I would have to drill it myself before I feel comfortable teaching it, but I have to have a place to start. Let's skip ahead using this. We're here in the butterfly guard. These are my favorite moments because we get to see the system. When you just learn off an instructional DVD, you don't get to see how it all works together. You lose perspective. That's the main thing that you lose, and you gain perspective when you study here. I can see by his hand position he's working for that 2-on-1. He's reaching across for that. Something that he's using. Getting the collar grip. Oh, right there, that was pretty cool. So he uses this, I don't know, I guess I call it a double ankle butterfly guard sweep. If you have a better name, let me know. So here, his feet went behind both of his legs. And let's see how he disbalances him. He doesn't even push. You can push and get a sweep there. But let's see, he used it as a setup. Let's see, he does it again, I think. I think that was the first one. Right there, he does it and uses it to grab the leg. And we're back in that position that we had with Cobrinha. I should give you the time index on that. I think it's started the first roll of Cobrinha Marcelo Garcia. I just type in Cobrinha Marcelo Garcia. No, it's the second roll, excuse me. Cobrinha Marcelo Garcia 2, and start at time index 50. And you'll see it because he did it to him multiple times. I haven't memorized the time index because it's a little bit different when you do it on a non-competitor black belt. and when you do it to Cobrinha, and he was able to do it several times. There's actually, let's see, my notes from last week. No, it's on another sheet of paper. There's actually another part in that video where he does the same sweep. So he uses this double ankle, kind of sweep right there to set up this position. And that's something that we saw. Marcelo Garcia's versus JT Torres. I saw that prior to starting the filming. If you start at time index 4 seconds and go to 22 seconds, you're going to see a double ankle butterfly sweep to a single leg. So I'm going to write this down here because this setup is good, because I can then take this setup instead of a single leg and then go back to the Cobrinha setup and make a good class lesson out of that. So I'm going to start at 142, and then maybe before class or something I can fine tune these and double ankle to shin. Now my prediction here is that he's going to try for a single leg X guard. I'm noticing he's a little bit more playful in this roll. Keep it playful. Let's see, he did 2, so 1 was here. Messed with his base, so he was aware of the sweep at this point. Does it again. Right here, maybe if it goes in single leg X, let's see if it happens. Yay, single leg X. Oh, we went right into the full position here, unlike the first one. So that's pretty cool. On there, 142, we're at 201 now. Let's see how it continues. Let's see if he sweeps from here. I'm noticing less space for him to get his other hook in this time, but we're freeze frame, so we're not aware of the momentum. Let's see if he just does a single leg get up. Nope, full X guard. Same grips as before. So this is something you do see of Marcelo, but not as much. So maybe he was working on this particular sweep today. Yeah, and there's the other one I was saying. This is a very common one he likes. Let's see how he particularly generated. Just putting a little bit of pressure with those hooks. Getting up, let's see. We can stop that one at 215. So I have time index 142 to 215. So we have the double ankle to shin, and then on the same lesson, probably linking those two together, we have Marcelo Garcia, JT Torres, double ankle to single. So I could probably make a good class out of just that double ankle sweep, starting to teach that first. JT Torres, double ankle butterfly to single, and then double ankle to shin. Now I probably wouldn't want to do that on Monday because I need to teach that that hugging the leg, pulling on top with a shin to single leg first, and maybe do a series on that. So we need to kind of dig up more information there. Now let's use our super cool YouTube studying thumbnail to find where Marcelo is in the butt scoot position to start again. It's interesting, same grips. We're shin to shin with this grip. Now, I'm at this point gonna make a really good note of that. This particular grip that he has on his lapel, because I'm noticing a repeated use of it. Is it something that he's working on today, or is that his standard of practice? That's what I'm trying to determine. Now, when he did it before against Cobrinha, it was no-gi. So no-gi, he seems to like to grab behind the leg. Probably an acceptable alternative as well would be grabbing the hip. But for the gi, that could be a very worthy of further study to see if it's a standard of practice or if he's just working on that particular grip today. There's our shin to shin, a good position. There, why he fell over, it appears as though that double ankle again. Yeah. Now he could have gone on top there. I would like to maybe include that because I do need the sweep working one time to teach it first, so I can show that in the video series, the double ankle sweep working first. But I don't know if that's it. Obviously, he could have gone on top if he was a little bit more assertive there. That grip made it difficult. That was cool right there. Really neat. We got to see that same movement with using that grip that he used to set up to sit his butt away and recover a butterfly. Right here, look, kind of giving the back, stuffing the shoulder with that grip, and then sitting back and recovering the position so he doesn't get his guard pass. Those are key moments. You know what? I'm gonna wanna. It's time index 352. 352. Let's take that back to 345. Maybe 343. And post and recover. And then also at beginning. So I remember at the beginning we had that technique as well. So we'll do those two together to maybe make a warm up out of that, because my academy does not warm up with jumping jacks. So we can use that as a warm up. Interesting here. Same grip. I'm noticing again we have the collar fed underneath, the grabbing the belt. A little bit more control. They're kicking it out. I didn't quite have the best angle on that sweep. It appears as though he did with this leg behind his opponent's leg. We don't have a great angle on this one. So I'm going to try and catch the position of his right foot as his opponent. I think so. I think that right leg went behind here as he applied some pressure with this arm. Kind of like a single leg, a get up single leg. Okay. Since the angle wasn't the best on that one, I would just kind of want to skip over that one. You can see this happens a lot with people with really great games. Is you just start trying to go, okay, when I wanted to do didn't work, and just start making stuff up. I kind of see that here in his opponent. Yeah, going for something. Okay, so last week in class we practiced 4 different butterfly setups. We didn't practice this one with this grip right here. We did the head and the arm, we did the underhook of the arm, we did the 2-on-1, and then we did control of both arms. We didn't do that one, so we might want to add that to our repertoire. A new piece of paper. We'll do it at 5 minutes. And it's going to be collar and arm. We can add that to our core set of butterfly sweeps. And this one is pretty cool because we did see the butt scoot in, which is the theme that we've been exploring for Marcelo's sweeps. It's not for all of them, but for when the opponent generally isn't moving. Right here, you notice his butt slide in. That's a very important component of that move. We'll get it in real time just to make sure. And you notice the first one, I'm going to back up this analysis earlier, because when he gets these grips here, he scoots in underneath him, and he tries to sweep him to his right in this situation. Let me see, this is 5:05, okay. So 5 minutes should be adequate. He tries to sweep him that way. Obviously it doesn't work because he doesn't have control of the arm, but it doesn't matter. You're getting reactions out of your opponent. You're just attacking. We're underneath him, maybe working for stuff, single leg X guard, etc. And he uses a hook sweep this way. His opponent obviously is able to post his hand and rebase his legs because he has control of that there. And then just goes right into the other side. Something that you see him teach often. Sweep one way, sweep the other way. And getting on top. Collar and arm. And I'm going to write first wrong way, then right way. Just so I can remember it. And I'm using the word wrong. It's not wrong, but that just helps me remember. Okay, let's see if he ends up on bottom. That looks like he does. Oh, we saw that same entry. So we could be forming a more stylistic palette. Which moves are being used in the greatest number of combinations. He's using that butterfly double ankle to really get into that shin to shin. Right there, you saw him lunge for it. And he's already reaching right here with his left arm. Right there. So that's something that I'm going to do when I roll next time, is I'm going to scoot in against a standing opponent and use that sweep as a setup, just as an entry. And I'm going to add that too. This is 525. To leg hug. So obviously I already highlighted that move, but you know, it's very helpful to see a number of different instances when things are slightly different, nuanced difference between the two moves. So here he feeds the grip underneath. Again, we saw it with the belt before. So I'm going to add that to my notes of this section. Feed my grip under leg. And then again, he's making that collar grip. He's maybe right here, you see, he's already done it to his opponent once where he's able to pull him on top. But look at his opponent. He's way back here. He might just stand up and come to a single leg here. Wouldn't surprise me. That's what we didn't see in the other angle before. That's what we didn't see before, is that leg there. So that's beautiful. I'm going to add that to my notes of this section. This sequence right here is really beautiful because it really exemplifies his technique. So what I've learned here is I predicted single leg, and I was wrong. I mean, this is way less energy than standing up and trying to complete a single leg as we do that double ankle sweep plus double ankle from leg hug to and fed grip. Yeah, that's the angle that we were lacking before. And then the control of the leg makes it impossible for him to get up with any degree of consistency. Looks like we're approaching the end of the roll. We might not get another top position as well. Cool. So let me get an ending time index on this one. You can watch it again too. .545. That could be a feature one because that combines so many concepts right there in that last one. So this is a small example of how I'd recommend studying Jiu-Jitsu because you cannot practice by yourself. You guys all know that already. I'm just doing it because I have to teach, but you can use the same process. And then right here, you have 2 full pages of stuff to drill for a week and to work on. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed kind of my live video analysis of Marcelo Garcia's game, and see you in the future.